It is E Squared Photography. I'm Emily. Erin is not here with us today, but that is okay. We are going to talk about how to fix those blurry images. Let's get rid of them. Nobody wants them, right? We want those sharp, crisp images. And if this is something you struggle with, this is the video for you, because we are going to figure out what the problem is and what might be causing those blurry images. And stick around until the end, because we have some news for you and something for you as well. So stick around until the end of the video so you can hear more about that. Our goal by the end of this video is for you to have an aha moment that might just be the fix to those blurry images, those out of focus images, so you can start getting those tack sharp images that you have been dying to get. And for the best photography tips and tricks, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for notifications of future videos. And let's dive in. Every Monday we have new videos, but let's dive in on how to fix these blurry images. All right, so this might not be one that you want to hear, but reason number one you might have blurry images is because you are not shooting in manual mode. You need to shoot in manual mode. We cannot stress that enough. Using the automatic mode is going to leave your camera guessing, which your camera is smart, but you are smarter. And when you can use manual mode and be in control of your images, you are going to know what you're doing. You're going to understand your settings, and you are going to get those sharp images. And now if you're someone that's new to manual mode and it just totally overwhelms you, we are going to talk later about how we can help you with that as well. So another reason you could be getting blurry or out of focus images is you are not using a fast enough shutter speed. So this goes along with manual mode. Shutter speed is one of the three parts of manual mode, but in order to get sharp images, you have to use a fast shutter speed. And shutter speed on the back of your camera is the number that looks like 1/100, 1/1000, whatever it might be. That is your shutter speed. We need a large number on the bottom, not anything like a 1/10. If we had a 1/10, all of our images are going to be blurry unless we're using some sort of tripod or something like that, but they're still likely going to be blurry. So a fast shutter speed is so important. So our rule that we have told ourselves, no matter what, is we will always shoot at a shutter speed of 1/250 or higher. And when we say or higher, we say that because when we are shooting motion shots like the ones you see pictured here of little kids jumping or running or whatever they might be doing, we probably want one even higher than 1/250 to make sure they stay in focus. So again, along with manual mode, another part of manual mode besides shutter speed is f-stop or aperture. Those are the same thing. And on the back of your camera, those look like an f3, f4.5, or f2.8, whatever it might be. That is your aperture. And if you are working with the wrong f-stop number, or if your camera is guessing the wrong f-stop number when you're using automatic mode, then you are likely going to get out of focus images. And let's talk about what we mean by that. So when we are shooting, I'm gonna give you some examples. When we are shooting seniors, like the two pictured here, we are never going to go below an f2.2. That's just kind of our rule. A lot of our lenses go below a f2.2, but we are going to stay at an f2.2 to make sure that they are in focus and sharp, but then we're also still getting that nice creamy, dreamy background. And now when we shoot couples, we're adding an additional person in. So now we know our f-stop should be a little bit higher. So we might be anywhere from an f2.2 to an f3.2 to make sure both the bride and the groom are in focus in these images. And with family photos like the ones you see here, we are even going to go higher up at an f3 to an f4. Anywhere in between there is typically where we're at for family sessions. So now if we were to shoot this family session on the right with the little kids, if we were to shoot that at an f2.2, it's very likely that somebody's going to be out of focus. So really making sure we're at a little bit higher f-stop is going to keep everyone in sharp focus. So as you can see in this picture here with the full wedding party, we are shooting this at least at an f4 or higher. We have multiple rows, we have a lot of people, so we need to make sure we're at a high f-stop. Again, if we were to shoot this at an f, let's say we were to shoot this at an f2, we are going to have an out of focus, most likely an out of focus back row, or people on the ends of the photograph are going to be out of focus or blurry. So making sure it's high enough is going to help you get those super sharp, crisp images. Comment down below right now and let us know what your biggest frustration is right now with your camera, with photography in general. It might be the blurry images and that's why you're watching this, but let us know what your biggest frustration is. So another tip that we can give you that we have learned with our cameras in particular is we like to always have our camera set to something called AFC, out of focus continuous. And what this does is if the subject moves, so if we have a little kid moving, it will keep the focus where you picked it to be. So a lot of times cameras could be set to an AFS versus an AFC, and the AFC is really good for movement shots. We keep it in AFC all the time, whether we have movement or not. But if we do have movement, our camera is going to work better in that AFC to keep the movement, the subject or subjects moving in sharp focus. Another tip we can just give you in general is to research your camera body and what works best with focusing and getting that sharp focus, or reaching out to other photographers that might have that same camera body and asking them what settings they might have their camera set to. Don't hesitate to do that because that is only going to help you. Because certain cameras, even with like between mirrorless and DSLR, the way that people are focusing with them is very different. We've noticed we have a mirrorless, we have a DSLR, we focus very differently with them just to figure out what is working best to get that super sharp focus. So research your camera body because you are going to learn a lot by doing that. Now, if you feel like you've done everything and it's just not working, it's just off, the focus is somewhere totally different, and you've tried everything, you've tried the shutter speed, you are using the right aperture, you've researched your camera body, you feel all the settings are right, something that you might have to do is one, clean your lens or calibrate your lens. Doing either of those might also help fix your problem. And then the last tip I can give you is practice. So a lot of times with a new camera, we just somewhat recently got a new mirrorless camera, and right off the bat, we were unsure of what settings to use. We went out and practiced, and we got a lot of blurry images, but the more we practiced and practiced and practiced, and on different people, different amounts of people, we learned what we like best as far as those settings goes. So it is super important to practice and make sure you're understanding focus, how to focus, all of that as well. So hopefully that was helpful. And if you are someone that is new to photography and you know you should be shooting in manual mode, but you haven't jumped to manual mode yet, we have a free training that you can attend. The link is in the description below. And we also have a free manual mode cheat sheet that you can get in the description below to get you started in learning manual mode and all the parts of manual mode. So make sure to check that out. And if this video was helpful, which I really hope it was, make sure you are subscribed to our channel and hit that like button so we know to make more videos about this topic. And if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at e2photography, and we will see you next Monday.